What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first edition of Roamin with Roamin. Today, I want to talk to you guys about tripods. There's a lot more tripod selections on today's market. We all know some of the players in the field, but I want to talk to you about some expensive ones and some more affordable ones and what your options are today. There's a company out there called Really Expensive Stuff. They make a really high quality tripod. Only one problem. It's well over $1,000 for most of their tripods. And today, because you have a lot more choices in the market, I think for most of us, it's out of our price range. So while they make a really good product, and I've never heard a complaint about the company, I want to try to give you some more choices. So what are some of your other options? Well, first off, let me tell you that I use tripods without a center column. Why? Sometimes I need to get down very low. Sometimes I need to be up standing tall. So one of the things that I get is a tripod without a center column. There's not that many on the market. You would be surprised. And up until recently, there was only really one manufacturer that had that type of tripod. And the company's called the Tripod Company. Not their real name, obviously, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Now, everybody bought that because they were the only player in town. I am on my fourth tripod. And given that the tripod has a lifetime warranty, you ask yourself, how could that be possible? So here's my newest one from them. And the biggest problem that I have is I go into salt water. I'm in geyser water. I'm in fresh water. I'm all over the place. I use this as a walking stick. And already 3 times on me, my legs have frozen where I couldn't open them. And I called up the company and I said, well, what about your lifetime warranty? And they say, you put it in salt water, you avoided the warranty. I go, but I cleaned it. And they said, doesn't matter, salt water corrodes, we'll give you $150 off the tripod. So I said, so what exactly does the lifetime warranty cover, given that your little blurb has a guy standing in salt water? And they said, well, that's for our Ocean Traveler tripod, and that's about $1,400. And our lifetime warranty, basically what I got from them is it's void the minute you pull it out of the box and it gets dusty. So because of that, this is what I think of the Tripod Company. All right, got that off my chest. So what are your other choices? Well, a couple months ago, maybe a year ago, Enduro, a company called Enduro, released a carbon fiber tripod with no center column. Love it. This happens to be the CT304. It's tall enough for me that I don't have to bend over. I am about 5'11". If you're over 5'11" to 6 foot, I would recommend the CT404 for you. They are actually thicker carbon fiber than what you get on the Shitzo. So that's one really good update. I like the knobs because they're a little beefier and a lot easier to control in cold weather. And they have a 10-year unconditional warranty. Unconditional. Let me say it again. Unconditional. Which means they will honor it for 10 years no matter what you put this thing through. Now I could live with that because at least that's a warranty that you can do. Now I do have one complaint. These are not the original legs that came with them. But to replace them with these, remember I said I use this as a walking stick sometimes. So the original legs that came with them are a little oval. And if I did photography indoors on hardwood floors or on surfaces that were level, they would be fine. But when you're using this as a walking stick in the river, sometimes they get snagged, so I replace them. And it cost me $15 to replace these legs. Now, even given that, this tripod, the CT304 and the CT404, are about $175 less than their Shitzo equivalent. That's some serious savings there for you. thicker carbon fiber, and a warranty that actually exists. So you do have a choice now. So now, these are, I've covered the legs, but you need a head for your tripod. So I looked at the Enduro lineup because I really like the tripods, and I settled on two ball heads, the BHL2 and the BHL3, and I tested them both. And you could see some gear reviews on my website, www.roaminwithroamin.com. And I like them both. And I'm downsizing from a Graph Studio ball, which was 4 pounds. So this is just over 1.5 pounds. So a really significant weight savings. I like the simplicity of design. There's your panning knob. There's your ball head knob to release and allow it. And there's the tensioning device to adjust the tension on the ball head, which works really well. They have a very cool safety design in here too, so that when you unscrew it or it comes off accidentally, you have to pull it out to release your camera all the way. And for about $300, I chose the BHL3 for its little beefier stance, because as you can see in my nighttime photography, your camera can't move. So this is a really good choice for you if you're in the market in the ball head. But let's face it, my favorite is wildlife photography. My favorite lens is the Sigma 300 to 800, which weighs 12 pounds. And to hold that Sig monster, you need a gimbal style head. That does two things. That makes the lens effortless to move and use, and it can handle the weight. So there's a company out there. This happens to be the Enduro GHB2. And there's another company that makes a gimbal style head. They start with a W, they end with a Y. Now I tested both of these gimbal style heads side by side. They both performed equally as well, with I think the panning on the Enduro GHB2 being a little smoother than the Wimberley. But let's say that they were equal. The Enduro GHB2 is about $110 cheaper than the version from the W company. So it's very important that you balance your lens correctly, and I'll show you that in my next episode when I talk about the 300 to 800 as the ultimate wildlife lens. But that's only the beginning of the story. Enduro includes a 100mm footplate for your lens. The W company wants to charge you an extra $52. So in essence, this is $160 less than the version from the W company. And it works just as well, or better in my opinion, than their version. But they've been around a lot longer. So if you save yourself $160 on this, $175 on the tripod, you can actually buy this also and still save yourself some money and go out to lunch. I always say, it's your money. You could spend it how you want. I'm just here to give you options. So with that said, I hope you see that I've given you a couple of choices when it comes to the tripod market. Be very wary of lifetime warranties that aren't lifetime. And with that, I'm signing out. Until next time.